exactly. So that's the ending of the Vietnam War. Okay. And I'll come look at your notes in a second. Does anybody have any questions?
Nope.
On the Vietnam War?
No, scary. This is scary. No. But the basics of it.
All right. So what I'm going to do now is, so that's kind of, oh, wow, we're going to talk, okay, I'm going to have a reading time. I'm going to read the story to you guys.
Oh, Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, no, not the Cat in the Hat. Just Dr. Seuss.
The butter.
The Butter Battle Book.
The butters.
Okay. All right, can everybody see? This is elementary school now. Butter Battle Book. Should have you guys come sit right here in a little semicircle. Okay, Butter Battle Book. Seriously though, if you can't see the pictures, you can come closer if you want to. Okay, on the last day of summer, 10 hours before fall, my grandfather took me out to the wall. Wow. For a while he stood silent, then finally he said, with a very sad shake of his very old head, as you know, on this side of the wall, we are Yuks. On the far other side of this wall live the Zooks. Then my grandfather said, it's high time that he knew of the terribly horrible thing that Zooks do. In every Zook house and in every Zook town, every Zook eats his bread with the butter side down. But we Yuks, as you know, when we eat breakfast or spread our bread, Grandpa said, with the butter side up. That's the right honest way, Grandpa gritted his teeth. So you can't trust a Zook who spreads bread underneath. Every Zook must be watched. He has kinks in his soul. That's why, as a youth, I made watching my goal. Watching Zooks for the Zook Watching Border Patrol. Someone grab that for me. There's probably some attorneys over there. In those days, of course, the wall wasn't so high, and I could look any Zook straight in the eye. If he dared to come close, I could give him a twitch with my tufted, prickly, snickberry switch.
Sign your life away and return to me, and I'll sign up. It's summertime.
Oh, okay. Yep, I'll sign my life away.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. For a while that worked fine. All the Zooks stayed away, and our country was safe. Then one terrible day, a very rude Zook by the name of Vanich snuck up and slingshotted my snickberry switch. With my broken off switch with my head hung in shame, to the chief Yukaroo in great sorrow I came. But our leader just smiled. He said, you're not to blame. And those Zooks will be sorry they started this game. We'll dress you right up in a fancier suit. We'll give you a fancier slingshot to shoot. And he ordered the boys in the back room to fidget how to build some sort of a triple sling jigger. With my triple sling jigger, I felt much bigger. I marched to the wall with a great vim and great vigor. Right up to Vanich with my hand on the trigger. I'll have no more nonsense, I said with a frown. From Zooks who eat bread with the butter side down. Vanich looked quite sickly. He ran off quite quickly. I'm unhappy to say he came back the next day in a spiffy new suit with a big new machine, and he snarled and he said, looking frightfully mean, you may fling those hard rocks with your triple sling jigger, but I also now have my hand on a trigger. My wonderful weapon, the jigger rock snatchin', will fling them right back at just as quick as we catch 'em. We'll have no more nonsense. We'll take no more guff from you Yuks who eat bread with the butter side up. I have failed, sir, I sobbed as I made my report to the chief Yukaroo in the headquarters fort. He just laughed. You've done nothing at all of this sort. Our slingshots have failed. That was old-fashioned stuff. Slingshots, dear boy, are not modern enough. All we need is some newfangled kind of gun. My boys in the back room had already begun to think of a walloping, whizzing your one. My bright boys are thinking they're on the right track. They'll think of one quick, and we'll send you right back. They thought of a great one. They certainly did. They thought of a gun called the Kickapoo Kid, which they loaded with powerful Kickapoo powder and anthrax and bees legs and dried fried clam chowder. They carefully trained a real smart dog named Daniel to serve as our country's first gun-toting spaniel. Then Daniel, the Kickapoo Spaniel, and I marched back toward the wall with our heads held up high, while everyone cheered and their cheers filled the sky. Fight! Fight for the butter side up! Do or die! Well, we didn't do, and we didn't quite die, but we sure did get worsted, poor Daniel and I. The boys in my back room invented this rig called the 8-nozzled elephant-toted boom blitz. It shoots high explosive sour cherry stone pits and will put your dumb Kickapoo kid on the fritz. Poor Daniel and I were scared out of our wits. Once more, by vantage, I was bested and beat. Once again, I limped home from the wall in defeat. I dragged and I sagged. My spirits were low, as low as I thought they ever could go, when I heard a boom bam and a dill-dee-dill, and our butter-up band marched over the hill. The chief Ukuru had sent them to meet me, along with the right side up song girls to greet me. They sang, "Oh, be faithful, believe in my butter," and they lifted my spirits right out of the gutter. I'm gonna grab that one. My boy, smiled the chief Ukuru. Thanks, Fred. We've just voted and made you a general. You've been promoted. Your pretty new uniform's ready. Get in it. The big war is coming. You're going to begin it. And what's more, this time you are certain to win it. My boys in the back room have finally found how. Just wait till you see what they've puttered up now. In their great new machine, you'll fly over that wall and clobber those butter down zooks, one and all. Those boys in the back room sure knew how to putter. They made me a thing called the utterly sputter, and I jumped aboard with my heart all aflutter and steered toward the land of the upside down butter. This machine was so modern, so frightfully new, no one knew quite exactly just what it would do. But it had several faucets that sprinkled blue goo, which somehow would sprinkle the zooks as I flew and gum up that upside down butter they chew. I was racing pell-mell when I heard a voice yell, "If you sprinkle a zooks, you'll get sprinkled as well." Van Itch had a sputter exactly like mine, and he yelled, "My blue gooer is working just fine. And I'm here to say that if Ukes can goo zooks, you'd better forget it, because zooks can goo Ukes." I flew right back home, and as you may have guessed, I was downright despondent, disturbed, and depressed. And I saw, just as soon as I stepped back on land, so were all the girls of the butter-up band. The chief drum majorette, Miss Yuki Yansu, said, "That was a pretty sour flight that you flew, and the chief Ukuru has been looking for you." I raced to his office. The place was a sight. "Have no fear," said the chief. "Everything is all right. My bright backroom boys have been brighter than bright. They've thought of a gadget that's newer than new. It's filled with mysterious moo-laka-moo and can blow all those zooks clear as Salamagoo. They've invented the Bitsy Big Boy Boomeroo. You just run to the wall like a nice little man. Drop this bomb on the zooks as fast as you can. I've ordered all Ukes to stay safe underground while the Bitsy Big Boy Boomeroo is around." As I raced for that wall with the bomb in my hand, I noticed that every last Uke in our land was obeying our chief Ukuru's grim command. They were all bravely marching with banners aflutter down a hole for their country and right side up butter. And that's when grandfather found me. He grabbed me and he said, you should be down in that hole, and you're up here instead. But perhaps this is all for the better. Somehow you will see me make history right here and right now. Grandpa leapt up on that wall with a loftiless leap, and he cleared his hoarse throat with a bopulous beat. He screamed, "Here's the end of that terrible town full of zooks who eat bread with the butter side down." And at that very instant, we heard a clup clup of feet on the wall, and old Van Itch clucked up. The boys in his back room had made him one too. In his fist was another big boy Boomeroo. "I'll blow you," he yelled, "into pork and wee beans. I'll butter side up you to small smithereens." The tension is. Paper won't wanna. Oh, there we go. Yep. "Grandpa," I shouted, "be careful. Oh, gee, who's going to drop it? Will you or will he?" "Be patient," said Grandpa. "We'll see. We will see." What do you guys think that's about?
War.
War. What kind of war?
About how that will produce that piece of
Nuclear warfare. The
Yeah.
bombs that they invented, right? The race to beat each other, that's our arms race, right? And that tussle that they're at the end was like, hey, who was gonna drop it first? They became so close to dropping a bomb on each other, didn't they? Dr. Seuss wrote this because of the Cold War, of what he witnessed. Because that basically same thing happened to us. Okay, so we're doing the arms race. We're both trying to beat each other. We're trying to beat the Soviets, and they're trying to beat us. And what happens, and I have a video that I usually show, but we're not gonna have time to watch it, so I'm gonna just paraphrase it. So this involves the United States, Cuba, Turkey, and the Soviet Union. Okay, so we, because we're trying to gear up for a nuclear war, we're trying to get all these bombs and missiles. We have some missiles at Turkey, which can easily bomb the Soviet Union.
They put theirs.
So when they put theirs in Cuba, we start freaking out, saying, you need to take your missiles away from Cuba.
What's his name? Gorbachev?
Gorbachev.
He's like, hey, if you take yours out of Turkey, I'll take mine too.
Yeah, but we're not there yet. So it gets really intense because literally, like, it's almost as if each of us are like have our fingers by the button ready to launch missiles at each other. We get so close to that even there was a and I think this was the Soviet Union.
Submarine?
I can't remember. Shoot, I just got my head. If you guys have heard this, remind me which. I might be backwards. It's either the Soviet Union or the U.S. But there was a soldier. They had a false report that a missile had been launched into their country.
It was a Soviet submarine.
Soviets did that?
Wasn't that the submarine?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
But that one guy said.
Yeah. Okay. I was getting mixed up. I couldn't remember if it was the Soviets. So thank you guys for the US. So then they saw they had him. It wasn't true. There was no missile heading their way, but they thought that there was.
They were going to.
They were gonna, and then so in response, they were going to launch their missiles at us to respond to that. But then when someone corrected it, do you remember the story, Tyler?
There's that one guy that didn't authorize it. Because how many officers were in that? Is it 4? 5 officers.
I think there was 5.
5, because all 4 of them were like, give the go ahead. But he
Yeah.
didn't.
And one guy didn't give the go ahead.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't do it. Because weren't they, because I remember that, because they were preparing in Florida, no, to go down to Cuba at that minute before they started shooting each other.
Yeah. Brandon, do you remember anything else to that story?
You got me lost because it keeps on bringing up random stuff.
Yeah, he's been saying it, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it got so close that one guy's like, wait a second, and he wrote, he told them like that. It wasn't really happening. It was just a misreported event. But literally, like, we were so close to nuclear war. So close.
We should have told him to do it.
No, I'm glad we did it, because that would not have been good. But what was that? Okay. Because that's how close we got. So that's the Cuban Missile Crisis. We got so close to basically just bombing each other. Because if they would have sent the bombs at us, we would have done the same thing, right?
And just think, we would have finally got it.
So, like you said, Gorbachev, basically he calls up Kennedy and he's like, hey, how about we just let's not do it. I will pull my missiles out of Cuba if you pull your missiles out of Turkey. And so they both agreed on that, so that there'd be nothing happening. So we came really close to nuclear war in the Cold War, but luckily it did not happen.
They should have done it.
No, we don't want millions of deaths, Tyler.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. Okay, I'm gonna spend the last 10 minutes going over this with you guys. So you guys are going to do,
I'm tired of writing.
this is the very last assignment you're gonna do for my class.
How long?
So you're going to do an essay on the Cold War. There are topics you can choose from. As you can see in that top black box, there's topics to choose from. So you can choose what topics you want, okay?
So if I pick one, then you guys can choose it.
No, other people can choose it too. You choose whatever you want, okay? You choose whatever topic you want.
Who
I'm
wants
giving
to
this
copy
to you
off?
now, because I wanna go through some things with you today, and then we're going to be working on this Wednesday and Thursday. This is just due by the end of the school year, okay?
I want, so
So-
so are both, two big projects are due.
By the end of the school year, yep, you've got 2 weeks
Oh my gosh. Stacy,
for both of those.
I'm gonna do my work for you. You got $25? Yeah,
We probably would pay that for this.
I would.
So, I'm gonna have you guys type it through something that's called Scribble, and I'm gonna get you guys set up with that at the beginning of class on Scribble. Okay. It basically, it helps make sure that your spelling is good, helps you cite your sources, so you don't have to
Make
cite it.
sure you use the
It will
correct
basically cite it for you, okay? And it makes it easy for me to, like, you're basically using Google Docs, but you're using a Scribble tool to help you write it better, okay? I'll show you what that is next week, okay?
Okay, well, I'm not. next week.
So we're gonna be working on this Monday and Tuesday, or Wednesday and Thursday next week. If you would like help, if you are not very good with essays, and if you would like help, then please let me
Oh
know,
my goodness.
and you can come in and get some help, okay?
Yeah.
And I do have organizers for you guys that you guys can use, so.
No, organizers are bad.
You don't have to, you can just straight up just start typing if you want
I'm
to.
just going straight.
If you wanna get started on your essay before Wednesday, let me know and I'll get you set up like right now with Scribble.
Can I?
Okay. Go on to Canvas. If you want to start this weekend, let me know and I'll get you started up. So get on to Canvas. Oh, you don't have Canvas.
Yeah,
Did you talk to Alex? Yeah?
yeah.
Okay, so we need to,
I'm coming to school in my days. So I'll just do all my crap there.
there might be a way that we can do it without using Canvas. We'll see about it in a second. So, but I do have rubrics and things to help you, but when you guys are writing paragraphs, okay, because this will be several paragraphs, right? Lots of words. Make sure, like, this has been really good to help people understand, like, how to put together a paragraph, okay? So, you would have, like, you have to have your main point. You have to have, this is what I think, okay? Here's my evidence. So that's from research, things we've talked about, our notes, okay? Here is the evidence, and then you have to explain the evidence. Okay, so give me one of the topics that you guys are thinking about doing.
I am doing the arms and space race.
Okay,
Because it's the easiest.
okay. It is pretty simple. It is one of the easier ones on there, that's true.
You guys can choose it.
If your main point, if your main thing is gonna be, let's see.
So I think it says what was the arms and space
Oh yeah,
race?
what was it? Okay, the arms race. The arms race was the competition between the Soviets, the United States, in the building of nuclear power to see who could be the most powerful country, right? That's supposed to be, so that's my point, right? Then I need to have evidence, okay? What is my evidence? That's the information that you get. You can cite that, any documents from our government that talk about, building up, weapons. You could talk about the development of the hydrogen bomb and then interballistic missiles and all the developments that happened with trying to get bigger and better weapons. And anytime a government says we need to be able to defend ourselves against the Soviet Union, there is a reason why we're trying to build up, right, for arms race. And then explain it. So if you quote something or if you talk about something that's your evidence, explain it. Basically what that means is this, right? You gotta explain what your evidence is. And then you tie it into your next point. So, does anybody want, organizers? Both these ones right here will help you break down just like specific paragraphs, like 1 page per paragraph. And this one is like the whole topic, the whole paragraph, the whole essay overall.
I am just gonna start writing.
Okay, so let me
No
get,
thought.
anybody else want paragraph organizers besides these two?
I'm
Anybody
taking
want
notes.
you want paragraph or the full thing?
I'll take those, I guess.
You'll take both, okay, that's fine, and if you don't use it, you don't have to.
Reference.
Yeah.
Referee.
What?
I'm sorry.
This nerd.
Nerd.
Oh, I didn't make a few more copies, so I'll do that later. So you guys will be typing this, it'll be on Google Docs, but there's a certain way that I want you to get to it,
Anyways, I need
So-
to.
so that I can, let me print off a few more for you guys.
I don't need it. Alright. Oh, Sean.
Yeah, this is the longest thing you guys have had to write in my class.
No,
Yeah,
I had to.
I've seen longer.
I,
seen pages. I've seen almost like a whole book.
yeah, I'm getting to the point, I'm trying to develop a program for our country, for our school, for our school, that every year you guys are here, you're expected to write better and longer. So that I wanna have a government, essay where you guys write 5 pages.
Anyways,
Okay,
what's
so
that
you-
weird thing?
Okay.
She's gonna change the country, guys. She's gonna change the world.
What is that?
So
No.
it's on-
It's my printer, it's just a note.
2024.
You guys, there's a bunch of them coming out, so you can grab as many as you think you need out there.
So you're gonna change our country and making us write 5 paragraphs.
Yes,
About
that would
government.
do it, that would change it, you know?
Like, who cares about the actual problems in our life?
Look, like, they think they're actually like world groceries, but it's like academic essays.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down to where it says,
Oh, wait,
over
wait,
final essay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Nah, that's crazy.
So it has the directions on there,
Has.
has. Oh, the Culver final essay assignment on Canvas also has videos that you can watch to help you.
Oversimplified. That's what I watched. The basics of it. Don't lose your Scribble account. Enter your email so we can give you.
Oh,
junk
that's
mail.
right. Yours is already good to go. Okay, so here's your Scribble, right here,
Okay, okay, okay.
where you'll be able to find right here, here's Culver final.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
You can also click on it just by going here to this one Scribble.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so,
I really don't wanna do this.
oh yeah,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so it says your library is sad because you haven't like pinned any.
You're like very sad.
So papers, see that?
Yeah, papers.
Culver final essay,
Okay.
here's the essay. You can click on this to open it up. Hold on.
I'll go with.
We need to get the Scribble add-on.
I don't want those
So-
extensions.
It's an add-on on Google, so you go, if you guys will get the Scribble add-on, so when you're on Google Docs, you have to click on it'll create the assignment for you when you click on it from the Canvas assignment. But to add on add-ons, you just, from your Google page, you just go to add-ons, get add-ons, and you just type in Scribble. But I'll help you guys do this on Wednesday. Karina, are you staying, Neva, are you staying here, after school for a little bit? Or are you able
today?
to? Yeah,
I don't think so, but I'll be here tomorrow.
I will be here tomorrow. Oh, you have it installed, okay, so you're good.
Oh, no, I can ask.
So to turn on the Scribble, yeah, because I can help you get this going on. So to turn on the add-on, you go to add-ons, Scribble Writer, and start. And then you'll see it. Just gotta connect your Scribble account. I'm gonna help me go through this right now.
Success.
What are you doing?
Just winning.
Making myself.
Okay, so like any resources that you say, it'll go right here, like research that you're doing. You can put it right here. And that's how you find your sources.
I have so much to do.
But since you have the Scribble add-on, when you're doing research, it'll help you, annotate, like highlight and things. And when you highlight something in a research paper, it'll show up right here. so that you have your source right here.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so you're at least, oh, I'm still recording, I should probably stop this. Yeah, so basically, yeah, we just read that book about the Cold War. We're starting the Cold War final essay. I gave the papers about it today. You have 2 weeks to do it. You basically choose what you want to do your essay on, and then you will have to access it through Canvas. And that's where you can use the Scribble part. If you don't know what I mean by using Scribble, I'm going to try to show you some things real quick, but it basically, Scribble will help you add citations to your essay, and it will help you, you know, with dictionary and corrections and things like that. So that's one big helpful thing for Scribble. And you're also going to use that to basically turn it in. So you can find Scribble just by looking at it from your history class page, which I'm going to share with you guys right now. So right here, you can access your Scribble account right here at any time. Okay. But to get to your assignment, the beginning, you scroll down all the way to the bottom, Cold War final essay. It'll have the essay instructions up here, but it also have videos right here. Come on in, guys. Videos right here that will help you with it. And then right here, you just fill up this sign up real quick. Just put in your name and then click next, and then you will be added onto it, and then you'll be able to see your library. I'll show you that in just a second.